cannot control what that duck does. I don't feed it. I don't encourage it to stay. And then I walked away.
This somehow feels like a children's book, even though it's not.
Yeah, it does have kind of like a parable quality to it.
Yes, it does.
I'm very excited to see what lesson we learn from this.
We're back for the summer of Reddit stories. I think this is like our 5th Reddit story in a row.
Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day, and, maybe Reddit story summer is coming to a close, but that's not true because summer's just getting started.
I know. Technically, summer just started as we're recording this, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
With the summer solstice, the longest day of the year.
When I was a kid, actually, we used to do solstice parties at one of my friends' houses.
That's cool.
It was always a good time,
That's exciting.
Swim in the pool a little bit, enjoy the sun as long as you can.
I feel like more people should do that. This would have been a good year to do it because it was on Sunday. But, time marches on.
Yeah. I mean, we would do winter solstice parties too, and that was always fun. It's just a good excuse to just hang out, party,
look for
right?
any reason to have a party. That's what we need to do. Look for more reasons.
It's a good lifestyle.
So summer's just beginning. So who knows how long we'll keep this up? Maybe forever.
And the stories just keep getting hotter and hotter.
They sure do. So I'm going to start today with, am I the asshole for accidentally outing my coworker? This is their first ever Reddit post, so they ask for us to bear with them. A couple of weeks ago, my wife and I went to a local store to grab a few things for the house. As we were using the self-checkout, one of the employees, who we'll call Leah, walked over and asked if we wanted to sign up for store email subscription amongst a few other scripted lines. During this interaction, Leah noticed my wife was wearing one of my company t-shirts. Leah proceeded to tell us about how she just met a guy who works there and went on a first date with him just the other day. I, being the curious person I am, asked who it was she went on a date with. It was Luke. Luke and I are friendly with each other at work, and I am aware that he has a girlfriend who is 6 months pregnant. I haven't spoken to Luke in a few weeks as our job doesn't always require us to be near each other, but last we spoke, he explained some hardship in his relationship, and I didn't think much of it because he typically talks highly of his girlfriend. Where I think I messed up is that I told Leah about Luke having a kid on the way. It wasn't planned, it just kind of came out. I was like, oh, Luke, the one with the kid on the way, right? Her face dropped. In my split-second thought process, I was thinking to myself, oh, it probably didn't work out with Luke's girlfriend, so he's dating around, but it's nice to know that this girl is willing to accept him while knowing he has a kid on the way. Obviously, she was unaware of his ex and soon-to-be child. So she asked questions. What department is he in? When did he start? How old is he? She even showed me a picture of him to cross-reference, but the picture didn't include his face. Based on the features I saw, it looked like it was him, and this led to her texting him about how he lied to her / didn't tell her crucial information about himself. The wife and I had a doctor's appointment that we couldn't be late for, so we had to leave abruptly. I couldn't stop thinking about how crazy and random the scenario was, so after the doctor's appointment, we went back to the store. Not to buy anything else, just to ask Leah if she had an update on the situation, and boy did she. Luke confessed to her that he, quote, had a girlfriend, but that there wasn't a pregnancy, which was a total lie. I've literally met his pregnant, quote, ex-girlfriend. By this point, I was just happy to have confirmed it was him. But then I got worried because she said that he was on his way to her job so he could explain himself. I didn't want to be recognized and end up being found out as the one who may have compromised Luke's chances with Leah. So my wife and I left. Later in the car, my wife was lightly upset with me for having interfered with my coworker's personal life. I can kind of understand what she's saying, but it's not like I'm the one who lied. Luke lied to Leah. I'm realizing now this is probably supposed to be Leia in like a Star Wars thing. If anything, I helped Leah dodge a bullet. So am I the asshole for outing my coworker's secret to his date?
Wow. I mean, this seems like the sort of thing that I would end up in. Like, I could see myself in this scenario where you're just talking.
Not as Luke.
Not as Luke. No.
Yes, let's make that clear from the beginning.
As OP, where I am just like, talking to somebody, he's like, oh, yeah, you've met his pregnant girlfriend, right? It's just like not even thinking of him putting 2 and 2 together, right?
Yeah, of how that's not the right situation. Very sitcom-esque scenario.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it's, oh my God. Like, at the end of the day, people just need to get their stuff together. Like, it's not your responsibility to keep your coworkers' secrets like this, you know? Like, it's not like Luke is the, the cheater in this story, right?
Yes.
It's not like Luke came up to this guy and was like, hey, don't tell anybody, but,
I'm sneaking around.
Exactly, right? Like, not the asshole.
You're not under any obligation to feel guilty for saying something that is truthful and that you didn't know was a secret.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Luke, because the thing I love about this is such an unsuspecting scenario. Like, Luke probably found this girl and was like, oh, good, she doesn't know anyone I know. Nobody will ever find out. And then all of this becomes connected by a t-shirt and the entire scheme crumbles completely. But I mean, if people do bad things, a lot of times the bad things are found out. I would say cheating on your pregnant girlfriend, pretty bad thing to do. I don't really feel any sympathy for Luke at all. And I think he did help Leah dodge a bullet. He said that. I think that he absolutely helped that girl out.
Yeah, I mean, we know that cheaters never win. And so to get out of the situation early is the best possible outcome.
Yeah, absolutely. After the first date, it seems. But the comments mostly agree. People are like, you lying blatantly about having a child on the way is asshole behavior. So, but then the rest of them say that they were pretty much on his side until he went back to the store to ask about an update.
Yeah, that's...
And then they're like, this is no longer your business and you're acting like a gossip queen, or continuing to dig and then going back to check for gossip. Don't do that. I don't think that has anything to do with the rest of the situation. Like, whether or not he goes back to get more information has no impact on whether or not Luke is still with the pregnant girlfriend or if he's seeing Leah or not. To me, that is harmless behavior that's really got nothing to do with anybody.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the question is not, am I the asshole for double clicking on this story after I drop a drama bomb? The question is, am I the asshole for revealing my coworker's secrets? And that the answer is no. You're a no.
No. And I would want more information too.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely go back and be like, did you hear anything? Please. Because also you think about it, if there's a part of you that is worried that you did do something wrong, you're going to want to go back and get more information to see if, like, okay, is he like on his way to kill me? Like, is he that frustrated with what I have done because I'm a bad person for telling her? I feel like little vibe check after the fact, not a big deal.
No, I you know what? That's tea, because like I'm also neurotic, and so if I make a mistake like that and like just open up a massive can of worms, I would also like to make sure that I am not at the top of someone's shit list.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody said you've definitely managed to involve yourself in the center of a very messy drama that I wouldn't have touched with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, I know that's
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
But also, like, I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean,
I love when it's got nothing to do with me.
I'm glad that I can, take OP's place vicariously here.
Yeah.
I would hate to be OP in this scenario, though, for sure.
Uh-huh.
Well, we all make mistakes at work, and, I think it's not always with your coworkers that you make these mistakes. Sometimes it's with the clients. So here we go. Am I overreacting? What would you do if a mimosa was dropped down your back by a server? Let me start by saying I know accidents happen. We had just been seated at a table on an outdoor patio at a restaurant. A server was coming outside with a tray of drinks for another table. She didn't trip, but for some reason lost control of the tray and everything went flying.
You don't have to trip to lose control of a mimosa glass, like a champagne glass.
Yeah.
You can breathe too hard and that thing's falling over on a tray.
Yeah, like it is such a terrible distribution of weight on those tiny little drink trays.
Yeah.
Glass starts hitting the floor, and I was able to grab the plastic kid cup from behind me before it fell, but one of the mimosas that shattered dumped out on the back of my shirt. Apologies from everybody, including the manager. I said I just am glad I got wet and not hit with glass. Although the server dropped drinks for another table, we found out shortly that she was our server too. Nothing more was said about what had happened. Near the end of our meal, the manager asked, "Do we make up for what happened earlier?" I didn't know how to answer. Did he mean good service? Not really. She never brought my kids drink, but whatever. We were not asked if we wanted anything on the house. In similar situations, I've been offered something like a dessert, At the end of the day, I was given the bill and was frankly surprised that I didn't see at least my meal comps. I couldn't find the manager, but I was too pissed to stick around. Am I overreacting, or did I underreact for not sharing my surprise to nothing on the house from the manager?
I think that the manager asked you if there was anything that they could do, and you should have said, I want my meal calmed if that's what you wanted.
Yes, exactly.
Because like now they didn't read your mind and now you're upset.
Exactly.
And that is annoying to me.
Yeah. And I mean, there are like a restaurant manager does a lot of different things.
Yes.
But one of their primary jobs, if you're like the floor manager, is to make sure that problems get resolved. Yes. Right. And this person did their job. They went to you and they asked you, is everything okay? You know, like, I'm not sure how profusely these people apologize. You know, it does, like, I would say, I think that one thing that could have been done differently here is maybe give that server to a different table.
Yeah, it is a little bit awkward to have to continue or begin, I guess, in this scenario, begin serving somebody that you've accidentally dropped something on. But I have a really good related story to this situation. Would you like to hear it? I feel like this can shine some light on what this can be like.
Lay it on me.
So the only times I've been like a proper waitress have been cocktails. So I've been a cocktail waitress at a couple different places. And so I'm very familiar with carrying around very not well weight distributed items to people. And so I had a table once, and I had a drink that was in a coupe, which carrying a coupe on a tray, you know, like the stem and the wide. I know you know this. I'm telling everybody, so we're all on the same page with what I'm discussing. Carrying this coupe glass to this table, and I go to put it down, and I spill it literally all over the front of this person. And I'm like, this is a disaster. They've already been drinking a while elsewhere, obviously, and they're pretty cool. They're like, you know what? It's okay. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'll get you another one. So that was my immediate answer. I'll get you a different one on house. I go back, I bring it, I don't spill it this time. I'm like, please enjoy. And I'm like, let me give these people peace because I've been all up in their business. Well, I come back a couple minutes later, 5 minutes later, and I'm like, how was it? Because it was empty. He spilled it on himself. So I spilled the first one on him. He spilled the same drink, the second one on him, the entire thing. At that point, I just gave him a shot of tequila. I said, please try to drink this one correctly.
Make sure this one ends up in the right place.
Yeah, and we went about our day. But it's all of that is to say it's so easy to do that. And the way that you handle a scenario like that, you have to be humble and understanding and gracious. But you also, at the same time, you kind of have to just move on. Yeah, listen, I'm so sorry I did that. What can I get you right now? Let me get you a towel, clean you up. Can I get you another one? Or can I get you X, Y, or Z? And like, keep it moving. Because the more you dwell on it, the worse it's going to become.
Exactly.
And the bigger deal it's going to become.
No, I mean, these sorts of things, it's always best to just, you know, apologize, be thorough, but like you don't want to dwell on it, right?
Then it just like makes it bigger in the party's head. Too.
Exactly. Like your shirt just feels like wetter and stickier the longer you talk about it.
Exactly. But I mean, I do think they probably should have calmed something naturally. But again, this is a scenario where somebody asked you exactly what you wanted and you didn't tell them.
Yeah.
So like, why is that?
This is so interesting because there's so many different things to say about this. Yeah. But the question is, am I overreacting?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I think being mad when you didn't say what you wanted, I think immediately turns to be a bit of an overreaction. I do think the way that you handled the situation overall was pretty chill, though. Yeah. I don't think that's an overreaction.
Yeah, I don't think that you're overreacting for being upset about getting a drink spilled on you at a restaurant.
Yeah, very annoying.
It always kind of sucks.
Yeah, and then you smell like mimosa for the rest of the day.
Are you overreacting for not getting, you know, compensated for it? I would say, no, you're not overreacting, but the opportunity was there to have the problem solved.
Yeah.
And so are you overreacting? No, but it's also your fault you're in this situation.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. It could have been different very easily. I don't know. What do the people in the comments say?
They're kind of all over the place. Not overreacting.
That
she spilled a tray of
sense.
drinks, and one of those trays landed on a person with shattered glass everywhere. Jesus Christ. They should have comped the entire meal without having to ask. My partner had salsa poured down his back. He got a free cocktail and a free t-shirt, which he promptly changed into.
That is a fantastic move.
I like that. Yeah.
That is a great
That's galaxy
move.
brain.
Yes. Have t-shirts on hand restaurants now in case you spill stuff on people. That's genius.
Yeah. Right underneath that, another restaurant dropped tea on a friend and she got a free t-shirt to change into as well. So I like that. That's advanced tech.
I love that. That really is. That really is. Big brain.
Did we make up for what happened earlier? You mean when I had a sticky cold beverage? Basically, there's definitely people who are on both sides here of like, they're like, oh, no, you're not overreacting. They didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. Like, should the I think the manager asking the question is kind of the point of contention here. It's like, oh, well, they should just do it.
Without asking. Exactly. I think part of me agrees with that. I think because like even when I brought that guy his second cocktail, both of them were going to be free. Well, and then the tequila shot ended up being free. We lost a couple bucks on that guy that night. But like, I think by default, something should be free. But at the same time, they're like broken glass everywhere, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it sounds like she really just got this. She wasn't harmed by the glass. She really just got drink spilled on her. And that sucks. But this is not a free meal, like free entire check scenario. Like, how many times do you spill stuff on yourself or your family at your house? And,
I mean, I'm a mess all the time.
Oh, thank you for admitting that. That was really brave of you.
Well,
it's just like
I never want to be anything I'm not.
Yeah, absolutely. You must be honest and truthful and tell people there's other people's secrets.
Yeah. More of these people, I don't think OP should have had to advocate for herself. Your entire table's meal should have been comped.
I don't even think that was advocating. He asked her a question. What can we do? I don't think that's advocating at all. If advocating is like they're not going to do anything, hey, I would really appreciate if you did this. This is just like they just gave you an opportunity to say it.
I will leave our audience with a parting tip. Okay. If you are carrying a tray of drinks with a lot of like tall glasses, like champagne flutes, cocktail glasses, those sorts of things, the trick is don't look at it. You walk.
That is
and
true.
You don't look at the drinks because when you look at it, stuff starts to move around a little bit. But if you're walking straightforward, not looking, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, I agree with that. The more that you think about it, the worse it is. But if you just go, maybe you'll get a little spillage on the tray, but like it's not going to be disaster.
For sure.
All right. This one is from r/relationship advice.
Oh,
which we never do. Huh? We're changing it up a little bit. Yeah. Because this question specifically reminded me of a show that just came out and is very popular right now. And I wonder if this is related because of that or if this actually just happens and we don't know about it. Because I read the book of this and I thought, I can't tell you what it is yet because I have to read the story.
Yeah, no spoiler.
I read the book and I remember thinking, this is unrealistic. And then I see this and maybe it's not. So my brother, 34 male, slept with my every girlfriend I, 35 male, had for a decade before I went no contact with him. And now my parents want me to reconnect with him. So that's
a lot. Just off the rip. Yeah.
Yeah. I, 35 male, went no contact with my brother a decade ago. So when he was 25, because at that point, my brother, 34 male, had slept with every girlfriend I had to that point. This always happened while I was still dating them. I haven't read all of this. While I was still dating them, 2 of them I was very serious about and avoided bringing them home because of my history with girlfriends and my brother. And even those girls were slept with. Every time I was reminded by different extended family members that we were siblings and I shouldn't hate him forever for being young and dumb. He'd apologize to me some of the time. A few times I refused to talk to him for a while after and he'd act genuinely apologetic, but he kept doing it again. The last time when I went no contact, he actually dated her for a while. And when he realized I wasn't coming back around as fast as I had before, he apologized dozens of times and kept reaching out, but I muted, then blocked him, and I refused to be where he would be. My parents told me they would accept my response because they knew he had hurt me and did me wrong, but they asked me not to hate him as much as I did. I told them I would keep that hate from them, but I couldn't promise to stop feeling that way about him. After 2 years, things between my parents and I became fractured. My brother was involved in a car accident and he sustained some serious but non-life-threatening injuries. My parents called to tell me and they wanted me at the hospital with the rest of the family and I refused. I told them I did not want to see him and they said it could be serious. At the time, I was honest and it still holds true and said I did not care. They couldn't come to terms with me feeling that way. Even though he wasn't in danger from the injuries, they said it haunted them that I would be so hateful to my own brother. I held back from admitting I thought worse before. In time, I worked on rebuilding trust and therapy for myself, met my wife, and married her, and now we have a family together. My brother has no part of it, and I have never let up on being no contact. My brother has tried to apologize several times since, and I always tell people he sends with letters that I am not interested in apologies. He settled down with somebody right now, and he's a father. But his baby was born very early, is very sick, and things are very uncertain for them right now. I have heard this from family, and there's fundraising going on for them, and I read their story through that. Since this all started, I have been receiving extra pressure from my extended family and my parents to reconcile with him. My parents said there is no better time to reconnect because if his baby dies, having his brother will be everything. I told him I was not the person to do it, and I did not have the love or care for him to support him. They told me to let go of the past and to let go of my childish behavior and be there for my brother during the worst time in his life. I really don't know what to do. I still hate his guts and have nothing kind to say about him, but the pressure is getting to me somewhat. My wife supports me either way, and she told me I need to do what feels right for me and not for him or them. I'd like to hear the advice of others before I make my final decision, which is heavily leaning towards continuing with my boundaries and staying no contact.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's heavy duty.
It is a roller coaster.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question I would have before giving like my thoughts on it is what was their relationship like before, romantic partners got involved?
Right. I mean,
were they close ever before that?
I would guess it seemed if it is this hard of a no talking line, it would seem that they were it seemed like they just had a regular relationship. He doesn't ever say they were particularly close.
Yeah.
It seems that, they were just brothers. I mean, they're a year apart in age. Like my cousins are a year apart in age and they're sisters. And I feel like because of that, you are automatically kind of friends with them. When you're that close together.
Sure. Yeah.
So.
And I mean, I don't have any brothers. I've got 3 sisters. But from what I know about people with brothers, especially guys who have brothers, it is sometimes a very competitive relationship.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like that's what started happening in their 20s at least. He doesn't say how far back it goes, but I mean, every girlfriend he'd ever had. That's kind of crazy. So the show that I'm talking about, and the book that I'm talking about, the show is called Every Year After. The book is called Every Year After, and it's just 2 brothers. And he's the younger one is in love with this girl. Spoilers coming. In love with this girl, and they're best friends, and they grow up together, and they have this will they won't they keep breaking up, whatever. And he kind of does her wrong, and then she sleeps with his brother. And then he asks her to marry him. It's a whole thing. And she's like, I can't. And then she disappears for 10 years. And so the show is about when they get back together 10 years later, and you kind of learn about all of it, whatever.
Whoa.
And I remember thinking, this is so unrealistic. Who is going to do that? Apparently people do
a lot of people.
Yeah.
At least somebody.
Which I just think is weird. How starved for validation are you that you feel you must sleep with your siblings' significant other, or not even significant other? That seems, something about this is Freudian. I don't know what it is, but something is weird.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it maybe does come back to that, competitiveness that happens in the relationship between brothers, right? You're always trying to one up them or trying to have what they have, and it's not nice to think about people that way, but
and this is the younger brother doing this to the older brother too.
Oh, really?
So I feel like maybe he had some type of insecurity being younger. Maybe he felt, since they're close, but he's younger, maybe he felt like he didn't have the same attention as his brother. I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean, if we're getting to the advice part of it, do you reconnect with your brother? I mean, to me, it's kind of crazy that the feelings haven't started to taper off at all after what sounds like multiple years.
Yeah, so it looks like it's been about 10 years since he stopped talking to him. In that time, he's married and he has a kid.
Yeah.
It seems both of them are with somebody and have a child. You would think it would move on, but I feel like I could understand being hurt by somebody repeatedly so many times where you just have no use for them anymore.
Yeah. No, absolutely. One of the thoughts I immediately had was is he worried that his brother is going to try and sleep with his wife?
I don't know.
It could be a very real fear for him.
Apparently so. Yeah. Apparently literally everybody. I would be like, no, you can't be around me. You can't meet my wife because I don't even know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I mean, the situation that the brother is in is sad, but this has nothing to do with you. No. It really has nothing to do with you. And the parents are he's going to need his brother. Apparently not. He's been through 10 years in a car accident without his brother and he's okay.
Yeah. It does seem that the brother is not the one reaching out about this. It's not like he's trying to mend fences here.
Well, he sent letters with people and has tried to apologize. Let's not forget that. But it seems like his parents are really pushing it on the child situation.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like you don't necessarily owe him that. And it seems his parents are there to be very supportive. If somebody was like totally alone, that would be one thing. But it seems like he has people who are supportive, and you haven't had a relationship in a long time. Honestly, I would think that would cause more stress. Like, I haven't spoken to my child might die. I haven't spoken to my brother in 10 years, and all of a sudden he just shows up.
Yeah. And he hates my guts.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, like,
it does seem like a nasty wrench to throw in the middle of an already tumultuous time.
Yeah. So the comments tend to agree. This says, depending on the circumstances, I might be able to forgive once, maybe. But everyone get the F out of here. That's sociopathic.
Yeah. No, it does seem sort of like mental behavior.
Yeah. And OP responded to this comment and said, every girl for a decade. It caused me so much stress and so many issues personally, but people expected me to get over it and keep him while dumping the other girls. It drove me crazy. And somebody said, how did he convince so many girls to cheat on you? That's wild. And he said, I'm going to guess he didn't have to convince them all, but it happened and there's no getting past it.
Well, I want to give like some sort of like fiery reaction here. Like, I would say dump him, but you already did. So you don't need to let him back into your life.
Yeah, I think that if this caused you that much stress and you are happy on your own, let go and let God.
Yeah.
Amen.
How about it?
Yeah.
Well, that was something right there.
Yeah, it was.
Let's hit us with a little palate cleanser here.
Let's please. Something fun and light.
Okay. Am I overreacting for winding my neighbors up over a duck? I, 32 female, work from home, and every morning I take my coffee into the garden before starting work.
This sounds lovely.
It's idyllic. What a lovely life, honestly.
Absolutely.
6 months ago, a duck started visiting, just the one. I don't feed it. I don't encourage it. It just waddles in, sits by my pond for a little bit. He isn't doing anything wrong. He's a duck. And then he leaves at some point during the day.
Okay.
Last week, my neighbor knocked on the door and said, completely seriously, can you stop letting our duck into your garden?
Oh my God, it's their duck?
Apparently, the duck also visits their garden, and they've been feeding him frozen peas.
Oh, so it's not their duck.
She said the kids love the duck and want to keep it. I said, oh, so it's not actually your duck.
Yeah, literally. Oh my God, twin.
It's a wild duck. I also said, I don't feed him. He just turns up. I don't care what a wild duck does.
Yeah, exactly. You're trying to tame this beast right now? Absolutely not.
Well, the neighbor is frustrated, I think. And they say, well, he clearly prefers your garden now. Again, he's a duck living his duck life. So I don't care. I asked, okay, that's nice. Your kids like the duck, but I can't actually control the duck.
Right.
She just leaves. She says nothing. A few days later, I go outside and there are 9 plastic ducks in her front garden. I thought, okay, she's crazy. Duck is still coming into my garden, just existing. My husband then saw her in her PJs at the front of her house, throwing peas all over her front garden. My husband is a petty man and thought to put a tiny chair in the garden next to the pond for the duck.
Oh my God, that's adorable.
Obviously, the duck doesn't know to sit in it.
Of course.
We are not encouraging the duck. It's a little wooden chair. Anyway, big mistake. The neighbor saw it. That afternoon, a note appeared in our letterbox saying, mocking children is disgusting.
How is the chair mocking children? What is wrong with this woman?
Anyway, fast forward to yesterday, 1 week later, duck lands in garden as usual, has a little chill. I go to work outside. About 45 minutes later, 9:45 a.m., I hear shouting outside. My neighbor is in the road pointing at my house, telling another neighbor, see, she trained him. She wouldn't let my kids have him. Trained him? It's a duck. I was annoyed. I went outside with a massive grin. Hello, I don't suppose you're talking about me. Like I've said before, it's a wild animal.
Yeah, literally.
OP continues, I don't own him, nor do you or your children. I cannot control what that duck does. I don't feed it. I don't encourage it to stay. And then I walked away.
This somehow like feels like a children's book, even though it's like it's not.
Yeah, it does have kind of like a parable quality to it.
Yes, it does.
I'm very excited to see what lesson we learned from this. But there's more. Now I need to go to work, but I can't because I'm seeing her through the window. My mom says I should scare the duck off just to keep the peace.
No.
My husband keeps referring to duck as our son.
Absolutely. You can't give in now. You have to commit.
They've named the duck Darwin.
Oh, that's cute.
So he's not helpful because he does not work from home like I do.
Oh.
So now I am encouraging the duck, Darwin, my son. He shall have anything he wants, including a rabbit hut I have gotten for free online, filled with straw. Don't even know if that's the right thing. Whatever the duck wants, Darwin's going to get it.
Absolutely.
My mom and dad think I'm being an asshole and that I'm asking for trouble now.
I think you have to. The thing is this is so stupid, but this woman has pushed you to this point. She has waged war against you completely. And if you back down, who knows what will happen next? You must keep going. You must at all costs.
Yeah. And you know, I have said, I think before on this podcast, but I've said, if not here, multiple other places, petty revenge is always the right choice.
We have an entire episode called The Case for Petty Revenge.
But there we go. Exactly.
I would say we've discussed.
No, you're absolutely
yes. Yeah.
But no, I mean, in like the things that the neighbor's done here, like let's go through the play-by-play here.
Yeah, this is weird.
Neighbor is, you know, apparently their children are seeing the duck and playing with the duck.
Okay,
that's great.
Cool.
Things are fine.
Sick.
You know, first of all, we could be like, hey, do you mind if my children come to your yard to see the duck every once in a while?
Right.
That would be.
The duck likes to be in your yard, and my children really like the duck. Can they come over here and see it? Cool.
Exactly. Easy peasy. Okay, we go through some argument. Now she's throwing frozen peas and plastic ducks all over the lawn.
It's like she's trying to trick him into friends. Like there's a club going on and he's not a part of it.
You see, and I think maybe if you just had the frozen peas, maybe like some bread too. I think ducks like bread.
I didn't know ducks liked frozen peas. I've only seen like, you know, people at a pond and they like break off chunks of bread.
Oh, like there was a period where I was getting absolutely blasted with duck content on my reels, and they love frozen peas.
Oh, good to know.
Like you just make like a little like water bowl with like frozen peas, and it's like,
oh, good hydration for them all up. Too.
Yeah, no, they love it. But like, yeah, the plastic ducks, it's like you're all of a sudden there's competition in the lawn.
Right. It's like, well, why am I going to go over there to try to get the peas from them when I could just go over to this lady's and sit in my chair?
Yeah, exactly. I got a nice chair over here. They don't yell.
My mom doesn't yell at me like that strange lady.
Look, I think Darwin is the real winner here. He seems to have found happiness. And why would anybody want to take that away from him?
I think so too. And also, why are they acting as if this is the only duck in the world? If there has to be another one where he came from. Like, I don't understand. And props to this woman for trying to be, I guess, the best mother she can and give her children whatever they want. But this situation is bizarre. And I do think you must fight it with everything you have. So... what do the comments think?
Well, definitely some interesting stuff here. Not overreacting. This is hilarious.
Oh, I forgot that was even
the best way.
No, you're not overreacting. You're underreacting. If anything, you need to do more.
Yeah, no, this one right here, not overreacting. Call the game warden on her for feeding the ducks if you want to be real petty. Love that.
Interesting.
And then we've got duck welcome, quacks denied, need a sign for the yard. Let's be honest, really the duck likes you because you're not crazy. But here is the real kicker. This would be funny if it wasn't fake.
Oh, come on.
You were 21 female unmarried in the UK a week ago. So that kind of sucks.
Whatever. Maybe it's two friends sharing an account. Who cares? Let people enjoy themselves.
Maybe this person is in fact crazy and they just have like multiple personality disorder.
Yeah. Well, this is giving UK though. I will say that. I did think when they while they were talking.
Yeah. Conversationally, you could kind of tell a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Like UK English.
So listen, let people have fun.
Even if it is fake, that was extremely entertaining.
It was very exciting and I really enjoyed it. So we're going back here. This is not my brother, but this is my childhood best friend. So am I the asshole for refusing to attend my childhood best friend's Let me start that over.
Look, you're still thinking about Darwin. I get it.
I cannot talk. Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to attend my childhood best friend's destination wedding after they uninvited my wife?
Ooh.
Before I even read this, What do you think about destination weddings?
Well, I haven't been to one yet. I'm set to attend one next year, and really? I hope I'm able to afford it when the time comes.
I think I don't want to destinate for a wedding. I'm going to say it. I think I would like to go to it here and then leave.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I suppose the closest is like I had some friends who got married in Boone a couple of years ago, but that's not like I don't have to get on a plane for that.
No, it's like people who are like, we're going to this tropical area for a week and it's going to cost you $4,000 and you have to take off work. Like that to me seems like a lot. I am going to a wedding though coming up soon next year. I don't know. I was supposed to go to Scotland. That is postponed for different reasons. But I met these people out on a night out, these random two people who I thought they were married. Turns out it was their first date.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The vibes must have been great.
They were really good. I was like, wait, is this your first date? And I got the girl's phone number because we were having so much fun together. Well, she texted me about, I don't know, a month ago, 2 months ago. I was like, hey, just letting you know, we talk about you all the time. And also we're engaged.
Oh.
And she said, what's your address? We'll send you an invite. So I'm going.
That's sick.
I know. I was like, wait, this is actually really cool. So anyway, let me read. Let me remind you of the prompt.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for refusing to attend my childhood best friend's destination wedding after they uninvited my wife?
That's just that's like word soup right there too. That's
Sure
just so many things. Okay, yes.
Okay. My best friend from childhood is getting married. He and his fiance have been together for about 7 years and planned a destination wedding. They wanted a smaller, more intimate wedding and decided to combine the bachelor and bachelorette party into a week-long trip. About a year ago, I was told about the wedding and was asked to attend. I was specifically told that my wife and I were invited. The only thing we would need to pay for was our airfare. Everything else would be covered. Over the last year, there were multiple conversations confirming that both my wife and I would be attending. Based on that, we requested and received PTO from work, bought plane tickets, and started preparing for the trip. We bought clothes and other things we would need for a week-long destination wedding. About a month and a half before the wedding, my friend told me there was no longer enough space for my wife. Apparently, she had been cut from the guest list and there was only room for me. He also mentioned that numerous other guests were upset. Some people had to pay for their own accommodations elsewhere if they wanted to attend, after previously being told they would be covered, and some guests had their invitations revoked entirely because they were over capacity. I was honestly shocked. I told him that if my wife couldn't attend, then I wouldn't be attending either. I asked him what happened and why the situation occurred. It was an honest explanation. His response was basically that they didn't realize they had a capacity issue until invitations were sent out. I asked how that could happen if they already knew the venue capacity beforehand, and he refused to answer directly and kept saying that this wasn't about the guests because it's their wedding. I told him that while it is absolutely their wedding and their choice, they had set clear expectations a year in advance and repeatedly confirmed those expectations. Now, after people had spent money, used PTO, and made plans, they were changing things and expecting everyone to be okay with them. He and his fiance have taken no responsibility for the situation and instead blamed the guests for overreacting. He also told me that I was the only one making a big deal about not being able to bring my wife. To be clear, I never demanded that they reinvite her. I simply told him that if my wife wasn't welcome, I wouldn't be attending either. Am I the asshole?
I mean, they should be happy that that's the case. Now they have
too many people coming.
Exactly. Yeah, that's one less person.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand how you F up the capacity that bad, that you invite so many people and people don't get their stuff paid for. Like,
yeah. No, I mean, I have to assume that it's a different thing. Like maybe it was a budgeting issue.
Yeah,
maybe,
that's what I think.
Maybe it was an honest to gosh mistake, but like, I don't think that's the case. I think it was, something that didn't. And like my understanding about most destination weddings is that nothing's paid for. Like,
right, you have to pay for it yourself.
Which is, yeah. I mean, that is a thing that I don't love about the idea of it. It's kind of like you're a forced vacation of sorts. Mm-hmm. Also, like a week. That is a long time for a destination wedding.
Yeah, I feel like maybe if they have been together for 7 years. Maybe they're older. Maybe they actually could pay for people. Apparently not. That's what I think. I think they ran out of money.
Yeah, I think so too.
Couldn't pay for people. Maybe that worked out. I don't know. I just feel like this is an impossible situation. And a week is a long time. But if they're combining it with the bachelor and the bachelorette trip, that really only means that, like 10 people really need to be there for the entire week?
Yeah.
Right. And then like the rest of the people, what are they doing for the whole week? Are they staying the whole week? Like I have some questions about the logistics, but it seems they do too.
Yeah. And I think when you take that context into consideration, there's a lot of different ways to solve the problem, right? Like you could shorten the trip overall for everybody. That way everybody could come. You can be like, okay, well, maybe you don't have to come to the bachelor party and instead, you know, you and your wife can come for 3 days. And then you'll be there for the ceremony and the reception, the wedding party dinner the day before, that sort of stuff, right?
Maybe we throw a party that's not the wedding for people that we invited that can't actually come to the space. That still seems like fake, but whatever.
I mean, my friend who is doing a destination wedding, they're having a small, kind of more private ceremony locally this year before their destination wedding next year. And I like that because I think that that is going to give people an opportunity to celebrate with them, even if they're not able to like go after that, right?
Yeah. And then they still get to have the kind of trip that they wanted to. Because I like the idea that you do that. Maybe that's kind of like your honeymoon situation. Like you get to be there with your friends. I think that's cool.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like that's the best part of, I don't know. I've never been married, full disclosure, but like I mean, I do love weddings because you really get to like celebrate these people.
Yeah,
like, you really get to, you know, remember and like just let everybody know how great they are and how happy you are for them. And just the vibes are always so nice. Like, there have been times where I've been a wedding hater, but honestly, they're a good time.
Overall.
As long as you are like, you know, I'm not sure how I would feel about going to a wedding for effectively two strangers.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe that's even better. Maybe then you just, you get to go with no strings attached.
I'm excited. I love to people watch, see people I don't know. But I mean, I know them. I talked to them for like an hour and that was enough, but I don't know. I'm excited about it. If you're listening or watching this, I can't wait. But I think that is all true and that it really is a celebration of those people. I also think that it's my day, it's my week, whatever. I hate that attitude.
Yeah.
Because maybe it is your wedding, but you're inviting all of these other people, which makes it inherently also about these people too. So like, I agree that you should feel celebrated and that people should celebrate you, but at what cost, you know?
Yeah. I mean, maybe we're getting at the heart of like what a bridezilla is. It's like, you know, the sort of incongruity between like the wedding party being just that it is a party with everybody versus like the sort of like it's my special day.
Yeah.
You know, those feelings of, I don't want to say selfishness, but
maybe
that
selfishness.
is. Well, sure, but I mean,
I'll say it.
Okay.
I don't have a problem.
But yeah, like I'm going to say not the asshole.
I don't think so either. And also, as we talked about, I think last episode, we love to stay at home. So you know what? If you just say, you know what, I thank you, but if she can't come, I'm not coming, have one at home.
Yeah.
It's not like she's like, he said, you have to let her come. That would be different. That would be kind of asshole a little bit, but I still think the other people would be a bigger asshole. But he's like, that's okay. Thank you for the invitation. I'm not going to accept it.
Yeah.
Cool. Bummer. Especially if it's a fun trip that you've been planning together and bought clothes for and all of that. Yeah.
What did the peeps on Reddit think about this one?
They think I would not attend. I would go on a holiday with my wife, use the tickets, but I wouldn't be attending. They can give your seat to someone else. Since you are assisting them, just like we said.
Yes.
Go anyway if it's someplace you want to go, or change tickets and go have fun. Somebody said the petty side of me would want to find out who else is upset by this and arrange a big trip with a bunch of them. I already have the PTO and the clothes for the vacation. Might as well make the most of it.
Yeah.
OP actually responded to that comment and said, absolutely, except I don't really know any of those people, and posting this on Reddit is extremely petty as it is. I'm sure there are plenty of others who are extremely upset by the current outcome. He had complained about it to me before we got into the argument. Plenty of long-term relationships destroyed, especially on his fiance's side. Oof. Tough. But this one says yes, not the asshole. Let me say that's confusing. Yes, you are not. That is weird.
Yeah.
But if airfare was the only cost, you both burned PTO and bought tickets, then 6 weeks out she's cut. Venues don't shrink. They overpromised and now blame the guests. Yeah. I like the idea of going on a trip somewhere together, using that time wisely.
No, I think that at the end of the day, you know, apart from celebrating the newlyweds, a wedding is a celebration of people you love.
Exactly.
And so why not go on a nice vacation with your wife?
Oh, it's beautiful. Way to solve it. Maybe you can renew your vows and then it is a wedding.
Boom.
Again. Yeah.
Boom. Send pictures to OP's childhood friend.
Yeah. Hey, hope you're having fun. Our wedding was better.
Yeah. Well, pretty good crop today. Man, from relationships crumbling to ducks eating breadcrumbs.
Relationships crumbling.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people crumbling.
Well, hopefully you all don't crumble out there in that summer heat.
I know.
Because we're going to be back next week with some more juicy goodness.
Absolutely, we are. I feel like I need to watch something happy now.
Yeah, no, it's time for a little pick-me-up.
Yeah.
Don't watch House of the Dragon. I was not very happy when I watched it last night.
Okay, noted. That's it for this dive. Thanks for being here. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at wavestream.media. And if you want a podcast like this one or totally not like this one, visit our website, wavestream.media. See you soon.